Hello, my name is Peter Mueller and today I'm going to be discussing external factors that have affected Apple Incorporated. The first external factor I'm going to be discussing is the increasing competition within the mobile device and computer industry. And the second external factor I'm going to be discussing today is the international legal disputes that Apple has been involved in around the world. The first main point for the first external factor of increased competition within the mobile device and the computer industry is the emergence of Google's Android operating system as well as its Android line of phones. Now, for many years now, Windows has been its leading competitor and within the computer industry, and just recently, Windows has become a competitor within the mobile device industry with the Windows line of phones. Now, Android has surpassed Windows as far as their operating systems and their mobile device industry market share. They've put out a new operating system, had a new line of phones, they're powered by Google. They made significant gains within the mobile device industry in 2011. Another factor within the realm of increased competition is the fact that Google purchased Motorola. Now, Motorola is a significant manufacturer of phones, and now that Google has bought them, it becomes an increasing problem for Apple and their iPhone because that is a huge supporter of a huge manufacturer of mobile devices. And thirdly, Google is in the process of manufacturing a home theater system coined Google TV, and they are backed and they are partnering with Samsung and Sony. And this, as a matter of fact, will be the first product that Google has overseen the manufacturing process with. Also, Microsoft is, as I have previously mentioned, Microsoft is a leading competitor as well. Now, not so much as the mobile device industry, but they have been Apple's biggest rival in the computer industry. Now, for many years now, Microsoft has aimed to keep up with Apple on operating systems, platforms, through and through. With Windows' new launch of the Windows 8 operating system, that pushes the competition for Apple up just a little bit further. Windows 7 wasn't necessarily universally accepted, and there were some flaws, and there's bound to be some flaws with Windows 8 operating system, but every time that Apple ups the bar, stiffens the competition, Windows has an answer for it. And for many years now, Windows has been the leading innovator as far as the App Store for applications that you can put on your iPod, your iPhone, and etc. As far as that goes, Windows has actually launched and created their own application store on the Windows 8 platform, on their operating system. Excuse me. And that is their first real competition. Apple's first real competition with their application store. No one has come up with an application store that rivals or competes with their iTunes store or their application store nearly as much as Windows. There hasn't been a big enough competitor that can threaten their market share as much as Windows has. And not to mention that the new Windows application store that is available on the Windows 8 operating system is available for both tablets and PCs. Now this is a huge risk to Apple, because for several years now, Apple has dominated the tablet industry, and no one has come up with a product that can rival their application store. And now that Windows is coming out with a new line of tablets and a new operating system that has their own version of the application store, this has become a little bit of a concern to Apple, because now you have the risk of them undercutting you with prices, maybe becoming, having a larger variety of applications on their store, and so on and so forth. Secondly, the second external factor that I'm going to discuss today is the international legal disputes that Apple has been a part of around the world. Now, as any company will know, you are going to be a part of legal disputes. Now, for Apple, being the leading innovator in their industry, that's even more so true. They are the hunted, not the hunter. And every patent that Apple comes out with, every new piece of technology that they launch and put out for customers to buy, it's challenged. And not only within the US, but abroad as well, such as Germany, Australia, all across the world, in Asia, in Japan. Now, the first specific incident that I'm going to discuss today is the Core Wireless licensing patent infringement suit. Now, this has to do with Core Wireless licensing patent, and they are an ally of Microsoft. And they are suing Apple on 8 wireless communications patents. And this could be, if Core Wireless wins the dispute, this could be a catastrophic blow to Apple. It could be a watershed case, because Apple, as I said before, is a leading innovator in wireless communications with their iPhone, the applications, their functions, everything. And this could prove to be a very catastrophic turn of events for Microsoft and Core Wireless if they prove to win, because this would make Apple, this would take down Apple, and this would strip them of 8 crucial patents that they hold in the wireless communications industry. Secondly, for the international disputes, I'm going to discuss how ProView sues Apple over the iPad trademark. Now, excuse me, ProView claims that Apple illegally purchased the iPad trademark. Now, many of you know, as well as I do, that Apple has coined many of their products with the universally known I before everything. So, for example, iPad, iTunes, iPod, iPhone. Now, this could prove, as well as the Core Wireless case, this could prove to be a catastrophic blow to Apple, because, like I previously stated, this is their trademark. That is how Apple is known, for the I before everything, such as I said before. Now, ProView is seeking royalties as well as damages, and they are requesting that Apple discontinues the use of the iPad name. Now, the case is still pending, but if this happens to go in ProView's favor, this will not only disrupt the flow of Apple's tablet excuse me. This will not only disrupt the flow of Apple's tablet market share, but it will prove to be a catastrophic blow. This will severely cut into their market share, and they will no longer be the leading company in the tablet industry. As far as that goes, those are the two external factors that I have for you today. I will now field questions. Thank you.